Did you know superhero movies rarely get Oscar nominations? It took the MCU 18 movies until they won their first Academy Award. They're such a big part of the entertainment industry, so it's interesting to see them not get much recognition from these prestigious award shows. That's not to say they never have. Let's take a look at the superhero movies that have won an Oscar, which franchise has the most, and I guarantee you can't guess which movie that everyone hated still won an Oscar. Where else would we start besides the first comic book superhero, Superman? There have been 8 Superman movies since 1978, but only the original, Superman the movie, won an Oscar. It was for the best visual effects, which included flying and superhuman strength. This was considered revolutionary at the time and set a new standard for blockbuster movies. This is our earliest Oscar, and kind of the movie that started to change public opinion on the genre. At the time, most people saw superhero movies as crappy kids movies, and to be fair, they usually were. It wasn't until this adaptation that the general public got a great superhero film. It's just a shame that Superman has been put on the back burner and had some not so great adaptations over the last couple of years. Hopefully things can change with James Gunn's Superman Legacy. Now let's talk about a more obscure hero movie, Big Hero 6, which won the award for Best Animated Feature in 2015. The movie was praised for its heartfelt storytelling, lovable characters, and stunning animation. Most people don't know that this wasn't an original story. Big Hero 6 is actually a comic series created by Marvel that started all the way back in 1998, and there's even a Stan Lee cameo in the movie.
I wear 'em front, I wear 'em back.
This movie was a lot of fun, and there have only been a few times in recent histories that any studio beats Disney for Best Animated Feature, so it's not exactly surprising that they won this one. Up next, with 2 Academy Awards, is The Incredibles. If you're around the same age as me, or just had good taste, this is probably a super nostalgic movie for you. The Incredibles is a fan favorite not only for Pixar fans, but fans of the entire superhero genre. The movie's themes of family, identity, and heroism resonated with audiences of all ages. Basically, it's the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever seen. It ended up taking home 2 Oscars in 2005 for Best Animated Feature and Best Sound Editing. Best Animated Feature could have gone to Shrek 2, but I think it landed exactly where it should have on The Incredibles. Best Sound Editing was due to the movie's complex sound design that helped bring the world and characters to life. The sound effects team used various techniques to create unique sounds for each of the characters' powers. What's interesting is that it was actually nominated alongside another superhero movie, Spider-Man 2, but The Incredibles took home the award. Now that one I actually believe should have gone to Spider-Man 2. Speaking of Spider-Man, everyone's favorite wall crawler has only won 2 Academy Awards over the span of 9 movies. The first was Spider-Man 2. Obviously, it didn't win Best Sound Editing, but it did win Best Visual Effects. The movie's visual effects were groundbreaking for its time, and the team behind it utilized advanced computer graphics to create realistic and seamless special effects that added to the movie's overall realism and immersive experience. I actually went back the other day and rewatched it, and the effects still hold up. Then, at the 2019 Oscars, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature, which was the first time since 2012 that the award didn't go to Disney. Anyone who's seen this movie knows that it was well-deserved, and I'm hoping we see a similar thing happen with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Alright, let's see if you guessed which movie that is universally hated won an Oscar. That's right, it was Suicide Squad for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I'll be the first to say that some of the choices are downright horrible, but the execution is really good, so that's what counted. Alright, that's enough talking about that. Let's head back to one of the OGs, Batman. There have been around 12 Batman movies, and the Caped Crusader has only garnered 3 or 4, but we'll get into that later, Academy Awards, and they might not be for what you think. In 1990, the Tim Burton directed Batman won the Academy Award for Best Art Direction, praised for its gothic visual style and atmospheric setting of Gotham City. The art direction team, led by Anton Furst, created a distinct and immersive world for the movie, from the iconic Batcave to the twisted and menacing streets of Gotham. The team's attention to detail and creativity in bringing the comic book world to life on the big screen was rightfully recognized with the Oscar win. Batman was a critical and commercial success and helped usher in a new era of dark and gritty superhero movies in the 1990s. And honestly, the movie's impact on the superhero genre can still be felt today. Remember, before this adaptation, the general public's perception of Batman was this. The next Batman movie to win an Oscar was The Dark Knight. It won 2 of them, one for Best Supporting Actor and the other for Best Sound Editing. Obviously, Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor for his role as the Joker. Unfortunately, by the time the Oscars happened, he had already passed. His family accepted the award in his honor and delivered a heartfelt speech. The movie's sound editing team, led by Richard King, was recognized for their outstanding work in creating the movie's immersive and dynamic audio design. From the roaring engine of the Batpod to the bone-chilling sounds of the Joker's taunt, the sound team expertly crafted a sonic landscape that enhanced the movie's intense action and psychological drama. Speaking of the Joker, the 2019 Joker movie won 2 Academy Awards. I don't know if it's fair to lump this into the same category as Batman. I mean, would we put all the Oscars that Morbius won into the Spider-Man category? I don't think so. But Joker did win 2 Oscars in 2020. Joaquin Phoenix's performance as the troubled and mentally ill Arthur Fleck, who transforms into the Joker, was widely praised by critics and audiences alike. His intense and nuanced portrayal of the character earned him the Best Actor award at the Oscars. Phoenix's performance was enhanced due to his method acting. He lost over 50 pounds for the role and delved deep into the character's psyche. The movie also won an Oscar for Best Original Score. The score was praised for its minimalist and atmospheric approach, which perfectly captured the movie's dark and brooding tone. They used unconventional instruments, adding to the score's haunting and otherworldly sound. Lastly, the franchise that is not only the newest, but which has the most Oscar wins is Black Panther. The 18th movie in the MCU was the first to win at the Oscars. The first movie won 3 awards, including Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, and Best Original Score. The movie's costume designer, Ruth E. Carter, won the Best Costume Design award for her inspired work in creating the movie's distinct costumes. Carter and her team drew from a variety of African traditions and cultural influences to create a look that was both grounded in reality while still having that Marvel otherworldly look. They won Best Production Design for the creation of the world of Wakanda. The team also drew inspiration from a variety of African cultures and created a look that blended traditional and modern elements seamlessly. Best Original Score was won for the composer's work in creating the movie's memorable and distinctive soundtrack. For this, they drew from a variety of African musical traditions and blended them with modern elements to create a sound that was both epic and emotional. The result was a soundtrack that complemented the movie's themes of identity, heritage, and cultural pride. And at the last Oscars, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever won an Academy Award for Best Costume Design. That's 4 total for Black Panther. Ruth Carter was back and utilized traditional costume design and used 3D printing this time for a lot of the outfits and jewelry throughout the film. With this win, she actually became the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars. With the 2 movies combined, Black Panther is the superhero franchise with the most Academy Awards, sitting at 4 total. Right now, I feel like we're kind of in a superhero fatigue moment. The movies just aren't the same as they used to be. But I think this list at least proves that superhero movies are not just mindless entertainment, but also can be a source of profound storytelling, innovative filmmaking, and cultural significance. I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about maybe one of your favorite films. Let me know in the comments which superhero movie you think should have won an Oscar, but didn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, Internet.